Hey everybody, I'm at the Sabine Pass, site of one of the most one-sided battles in Civil War history. On September the 8th, 1863, Union gunboats entered the Sabine River on the Texas-Louisiana border. The Union plan was threefold: take control of the river and Sabine City, stop Texas from shipping men and supplies east, and dissuade the French and Mexico from trading with the Confederacy. The overall commander of the operation was Major General Nathaniel P. Banks, whose ineptness in the Shenandoah Valley the year before had made Stonewall Jackson a star. Banks ordered General William B. Franklin and 4,000 Federal soldiers on a flotilla of troop transport ships, and U.S. Naval Captain Frederick Crocker and 4 of his gunboats to lead the attack. Defending Sabine City was a small earthwork fort named Fort Griffin and the 46 men of the 1st Texas Heavy Artillery, nicknamed the Davis Guards. They were led by an eccentric 25-year-old Irishman named Lieutenant Richard Dowling, who was described as a man of brawn and muscle, quiet in manner if you treated him right, but woe to you if you offend him. On the morning of September the 8th, Frederick Crocker led his gunboat, the USS Clifton, into the river, followed closely by the gunboats USS Sachem, Granite City, and Arizona. After spotting Fort Griffin on the Texas side of the river, the gunboats halted and began bombarding the earthwork fort for an hour. Dowling and his Confederates sheltered in an underground bunker, reportedly playing cards. After receiving no response from the fort and assuming it was abandoned, Crocker ordered his gunboats forward. A sailor on board the USS Clifton described what happened next. On coming in line with some suspicious-looking stakes on the opposite shore, we were opened up upon with a great fury from the battery. Dowling and his men had 6 cannon at Fort Griffin, and for the previous months had practiced their aim on colored stakes planted in the river, the same stakes the Union gunboats now passed. The USS Clifton and Sachem were pounded with shots from the Texans, separated by a sandbar in the Sabine Channel. Both were soon disabled. Dowling and his men fired relentlessly, hitting the Sachem with a boiler, causing the ship to explode, killing most of its crew. With the 2 lead gunboats so badly damaged and blocking the channels through the Sabine Pass, the rest of the fleet held back, unsure how to proceed. The USS Clifton, now taking the brunt of the Confederate guns, ran aground and became stuck in the mud. Frederick Crocker had no choice but to raise the white flag. The rest of the Union fleet, mostly unarmed troop transport ships, retreated out of the river and returned to the Union-occupied New Orleans. Dowling and his men had won an unlikely victory. The 2 Union gunboats were captured, along with over 300 Union prisoners. "All our men behaved like heroes," later wrote Dowling. "Not a man flinched from his post. Our motto was victory or death." Dowling was promoted to major, and the city of Houston awarded the men silver medals, the only medal awarded to commemorate a victory in the Confederacy's history. Confederate President Jefferson Davis said of the men, "The defense of the Sabine Pass, which for its intrepidity and extraordinary success, must, I think, be admitted to have no parallel to the annals of ancient or modern warfare." Today, the site of the battle is preserved as the Sabine Pass Battleground State Historic Site. The battleground features a miniature replica of Fort Griffin, a 1936 statue honoring Richard Dowling, the walking beam of the USS Clifton, and an excellent view of the Sabine River. So come see the Sabine Pass Battleground. It's one of the best places in Texas.